I'm here in Denver, mid-August 2024 for the ConnectWise Big IT Nation Evolve and Grow event. I'll be doing interviews this whole week with managed service providers that are here and with vendors and with ConnectWise staff and ConnectWise leadership. Hope to gain some insight on the happenings that are going on. Also great insight from the managed service providers. But the following interview will be from this event here in Denver. Thanks so much for listening.
Hi, I'm Joey Pinz. People ask me, how did I lose 130 pounds? The quick answer is always discipline. I started my business, wasn't paying attention to my health, was eating too much, drinking too much sweets. My daughter was born. Next thing I know, I'm pre-diabetic, I have hypertension. I knew something had to change. Discipline. I, like many of you, have faced many challenges in your career, in your family, in your life, in your faith. How did you attack them? How did you approach them? How did you solve them, hopefully? It all had to have some degree of discipline. I'm also asked, how did you found and start a tech business that lasted over 25 years? Discipline. I was committed to it, enjoyed technology, didn't enjoy some aspects of it, but knew it was necessary. Discipline. Our podcast mission, how do we use discipline to better ourselves and society? Join me, please, as I talk to interesting people and discuss how they use discipline in their family and their passion and their careers and how it helped them. Our podcast vision, growth through learning from others. Joey Pinz Disciple Conversations. It'll be light and serious. Join us, please. Thank you for consideration.
Davina, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure.
Great seeing you.
Same.
What has your military background brought to this current position? Just how you navigate life?
Oh, that's interesting. Military. I think some discipline, I mean, the military was the best thing that I ever did growing up. Like it really, went in at 17, kind of forced me to grow up. But yeah, I think, I'm very structured and organized. So I don't know if that was, my parents doing or if the military kind of like propelled that a bit. So yeah, I think probably just like the structure and discipline in my daily, but other than that, I mean, it's drastically different in the civilian world.
And you were already kind of structured and organized and had a lot of order beforehand.
Yeah.
As a teenager.
Yeah.
Wow. And the military, and it was the Marines?
The Marines, yeah. They got me. They said, do you want to be the toughest? And, I thought I can do that. So yeah, I went from the Navy, which my family is in the military, like a lot of military. So different branches, and yeah, growing up from a young age, I think around 4th grade, when people started asking what I wanted to do, I said I wanted to join the Navy because I thought, travel around. Like my uncle went to all these cool places, brought back trinkets, and that's what, I wanted to do. So yeah, but then, like I said, I got swayed once I was in the recruiter's office and kind of, hearing from all the branches, I got tempted with the being the best. So the Marines got me.
And how long did you serve?
4 years.
Did you always know it was going to be a 4-year term, or?
No, I didn't. I'd spent some time overseas, and so that, when it came time to re-enlist, kind of put things into perspective. And they have the GI Bill, which was always the plan, actually, to use the GI Bill to go to college. Yeah, so that was a time where I was like, okay, this is a great time to go ahead and, explore those options. So got out of the military, went to school, business, which I thought was a good universal kind of thing. I was drawn to marketing, so majored in marketing, and that's when I started working in tech.
And so you put in 4 years, and the GI Bill pays for all your college?
It paid for a good chunk of it.
Wow. I always heard about it. I didn't quite understand what it did. And you always knew you were going to do business as a major?
I was an adult decision, yes, but that was it. So, yeah.
And tell me about overseas. What countries did you
visit? There's so many places to travel in that. It's incredible.
Well, Okinawa, Japan was my first duty station, and it was so much fun. The food, shopping, just the culture. I would love to go back to Okinawa. It was really, really beautiful. So I spent a year there and then came back to the States. And then my unit was deployed to Kuwait and Iraq. And yeah, had some interesting times out there. I mean, they pretty much dumped us in the middle of the desert.
Wow.
This was in 2003. So things hadn't quite got to where they are now. But yeah, it took us out there with some heavy equipment, and basically we're like, build a base. So my job in the military was an electrician. So we set up electric for the camp. It was really a good MOS because like we also packed like a TV, a VCR. Well, like this was a VCR in 2003.
It's an MOS.
1142.
I'm sorry. What is MOS? So it was a good MOS.
Of my job, my military occupational specialty.
Okay.
Yes.
Full of acronyms. Yeah, I see.
And I haven't said that once, so now I'm gonna have to go fact check myself and make sure I said that right.
Yes. And okay, so back then, that's right. We had VCRs and
Yes, my blow dryer. So believe it or not, like being an electrician, we always had electric. So that was the one personal thing that I packed. You didn't have a lot of space. Like you had to fit everything into this bag, right, that you carry. But yes, that was like the one thing I was able to squeeze into my bag. And so I, always had like decent looking hair. That was important to me.
That was great. Always.
Thank you.
So you go into college and you major in business, and here we are at ConnectWise.
Yeah,
and what's your goal here?
Oh, well, really, it's building the IT Nation and the community that the IT Nation is transitioning to. So it's now an open community. We're inviting in all like MSP sub communities to be a part of this. I mean, if it's beneficial for an MSP, then there's a place for them here, no matter what tools they're using. There's information sharing and sharing of best practices and really good solution partners in the community, that are just here to help. So I'm excited for that change that we'll start to see over the course of this year. It was officially announced with our SVP, Greg Lale, taking stage at Secure to announce that the IT Nation is open ecosystem. So yeah, excited to see how things are going to grow there, and it's all in benefit for the MSP community and for the solution providers.
Yeah, it's a really great shift. I talked to Greg about that last night, actually, how the IT Nation is kind of going to be an ecosystem, like you say, of best practices.
Yes.
Because I've always kind of looked at it as the same thing as ConnectWise, but you're almost trying to separate it. I think it's a great idea.
A little bit. And something new that we're doing this year is we're holding a Channel Summit event. So this is a free event. The audience is geared towards our solution providers. So we're inviting folks in. It's November 5th. Close to like Evolve and Connect. So hopefully folks will be in town. It's happening in Orlando. But yes, we'd like to have all of our solution providers register for this. It's a free event. And really it's going to be, kind of getting the most out of your sponsorship. So educational and hopefully of value to our solution providers, because investing in any event, it is an investment, and we want you to get the most out of it. So that's the purpose of holding Channel Summit, and hopefully we'll have a good showing and continue to have that event into the future.
What should vendors know about the IT Nation?
Well, there's a lot of people in the community that are here to help and support. So I would say, like, for anyone coming in new, we've got the solution partner peer group, really good to leverage those folks who have been in the community and see what they're doing that works and what doesn't work too. Hear the different perspectives. So yeah, I would say that's a really great thing about this community, and everyone's a go-giver and willing to help each other out. So, just come and be a part of it.
And when vendors want to be part of the events, the great Connect events coming in before we know it, don't we?
Yeah.
And when they contact you, what are some of their questions about being involved in that, being a sponsor?
Well, first and foremost, we should get down to like who your target demographic is, because the IT Nation has multiple different properties. So it's not a one size fits all. So truly, like, let's define who your target market is, and maybe there's a primary and a secondary, so we can build out, packages that are really geared towards what your go-to-market is and get you in front of the right audience. So that's another good thing. We've got lots of different options. IT Nation Grow, which is going to be more for MSPs that are going to be transitioning in the near future. So they're looking for guidance around like tool integration and financial questions. Automation Nation is a bit more technical. We've got, hands-on labs. So they're doing workflows and creating that kind of thing. So more of a technical audience is who your product is geared to, then we've got a route to market for that too. Business owners, all kinds of different role-based peer groups. I mean, there's tons of options. So I don't want to inundate anyone with too much information. So yes, let's first kind of define who you're looking to get in front of. From a resource standpoint, what does that look like? And then we can kind of pick, what the best options would be.
We're here in Denver, and Q3 Evolve and Grow. It's August of, oh my goodness, 2024. I don't know what the numbers are, but there's 1,000, I don't know, hundreds at least, MSPs and vendors. What's your goal at this event?
So I come to Q3, Denver, love it. And this venue is beautiful, to announce the 2025 programs. So Evolve 2025 is now openly accepting sponsorships. Actually, there was a broadcast email that went out today.
That's right.
You did? Okay, good. I'm afraid sometimes it goes out to a large group, so I like to know that it does reach the folks and doesn't get caught in a spam folder. So yeah, we're meeting with solution partners here, going over what program changes look like for 2025. All other IT Nation events get published at IT Nation Connect, so I'll be there with every other prospectus for 2025. But just kind of a sneak peek, I want to give folks a heads up if you're planning for 2025 already. I know a lot of folks are, getting their budgets kind of aligned and their travel. But we are looking to be in the UK in March. So yes, the IT Nation conference, the flagship event that happens in November, we hold it internationally. We'll be in Sydney next week, and then next year we'll be back in the UK.
Wow.
So anyone looking to, expand their awareness or grow customer base in that geo, that would be a great event. It's a 3-day conference that they could be a part of.
Connect is so wonderful. I'm going to say this, I haven't missed an IT Nation since 2007, but then that IT Nation was just that event. Now it's spread out to so much more. Like you said, there's so many properties.
There is.
It's a full ecosystem.
Yes, it is. There's a ton of opportunity, different ways to engage, whatever size the business is. We've got all kinds of different areas that people can get involved.
And what's your message to the MSPs here, or just the MSPs in overall?
I like to hear, what they like, how they like to interact with solution partners. Evolve is particularly unique. Given the maturity of the MSP, really they generally bring, I think, about 2 solutions on a year.
Wow.
So, it's more about being present in the community, and when they need you, like, who can they come to, like building those relationships. So I like to talk with the partners, kind of feel them out on how they like to interact with the solution partners, so I can better guide them. About our integration program, like I talked to some of the partners, and that's key for them. They have so many tools already, so they're looking for things that integrate in with the technologies that they're already using. So I like to hear it from their perspective, because then it helps me either find technologies that are of demand, and or coach a little bit better with the interaction, so that everything is a bit more meaningful for both parties.
Yeah, that's very valuable for the MSPs. Yeah, and Evolve, it changed my company, just being in a peer group like that.
Yeah.
It's just completely changed. I recommend a peer group for even every small business, never mind just MSPs, just to be around your own peers.
For sure. I view life as like lifetime learning, right? So we have mentorships. You can be a mentor, you can be a protege, but we have the solution partner peer group. And so there are some folks in that community that are just really good resources, to take from and figure out like how things are working for them. How do they, best go to interact with folks? So the Solution Partner Peer Group is, an excellent tool resource for our solution providers to kind of peel back the curtains, learn what these peer groups are doing behind closed doors. Like this quarter is about life planning. So it could be helpful to come into the meeting and kind of have that information so that your talking points can be geared around that topic, which that's what the MSPs are talking about in their peer groups. So yeah, those each quarter is a little bit unique and different. But being a part of that solution partner peer group is helpful because you'll be up to date and current on the things that are happening in the meetings, and that'll just make your interactions that much better.
Yeah, well said. I'm glad they're still doing that. One different, it's like life, legacy, business. There's one more that I just can't think of.
Sometimes I get them mixed up too,
Yeah.
but yes, it's a full year of
focus.
Exactly.
It's amazing how legacy is extended for the MSPs to M&A. As Arlen Sorensen says, you're going to exit your business either vertically or horizontally. So
Right.
you should consider what's going to happen there.
And it takes years of prep, even if you think you're ready, like there's so many things involved in it, or that may come up. So yes, Grow is excellent for that and helping to kind of get through those phases, both from the business side and personally.
Yeah, certainly so. I started my MSP in the 90s. I'm much, much older than you, Davina. And I was not paying attention to my weight, my health. I was working too hard. Got myself up to 340 pounds. And the doctor said to me, if I don't lose the weight, you're not going to see your daughter graduate. It scared the heck out of me. So I spent the next 6-7 months, lost 130 pounds, kept it off.
That's incredible.
People always want to know the quick answer. What's your secret? There's no secret. Davina, the secret is discipline. Right? That's how I got a routine. I got some willpower. Yes.
Yep.
I wonder how discipline, you mentioned before, but how does it play a role in your life now?
Well, I mean, so I think life and work is important to balance. So for me, I do make time to take care of myself physically because, that's what this is about, living a happy, healthy life. So it's important to make time for that. The work and the sun will come up tomorrow, but, also knowing what to prioritize, right, to keep things going along. So yeah, it's kind of a balance, and things can shift and come out of balance from time to time as they do, and then you just have to reprioritize and focus again, and kind of never lose sight of the importance of taking care of yourself physically, which also impacts us mentally. Finding time for loved ones is important. So yeah, just finding the right balance, which for everyone is different and changes over time, so it's always a work in progress.
Yeah, balance is part of discipline. It's true. All too often, like I did when I was younger, I just put everything into the business and did not pay attention. And you can get away with it when you're younger, you're healthier, but it's really, really important now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Davina, thank you so much for your time. You're always so great to talk to. I always
It was
enjoy
my pleasure.
seeing your smile and enjoy engaging with you. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. Thank you for listening and or viewing Joey Pinz Disciple Conversations. Please share this episode with one or two of your friends who you think may benefit from the episode. Our website, www.joeypins.com. There you'll find lots of resources and you could join our mailing list. Please follow us on all our social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Podcast information, the video version of our podcast is on YouTube. Please subscribe. Audio is on all major podcasting platforms. Please follow them. And if you like it, please consider giving 5-star rating. Would really appreciate that. Thank you again for listening or watching Joey Pinz Disciple Conversations.